If he understands that a woman, and there are, let me tell you something, Chad. There are many men, there are thousands of them. I see them all the time on social media. They tell you this. This is what they say: God is a woman. And when they align themselves with a woman, they align themselves with a woman who knows her intuition and knows that these things are powerful. Not the type of women who copy men, who themselves want to be a man, not that kind. I don't know what that is. Because women shouldn't want to be men. Women should want to be women, but understand that they themselves have a masculine side. Men, their problem is they have that toxic masculinity and they don't want to get into their feminine side. They don't want to explore the feminine side of them because all fetuses were female at first. That's another thing that lets you know that women were first. In the womb of every human being, every child, that child is female until a set time. That's nature. That's what God did, not what these other people say. What's really going on? I'm 55 years old now. I don't need a man to take care of me. I don't need a man to lead me. I don't need any of that. He could assist me, but you're not leading me because you don't know what God said. You don't know. That's it. That's my stance. When she's with a male who enters his full masculinity. What's up, Tara? Hey, girl. Too much masculinity ain't good for nobody. And a feminine woman with no masculinity, she's unbalanced. We as women, we have enough masculinity as well. But we were first. We were first, not men. Men are, in my opinion, what do you call it? What is that word? There's a word for it. A mutation.
That it's a mutation. If I'm hearing you right, you're saying there's a balance of energies, but the world systems and leadership don't reflect that balance, as you said.
Yes, 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 yes. But listen, most people don't know that though. They don't realize that the world system don't reflect that balance. There is a balance, but the world systems don't reflect it. They're over on the world is over on the toxic side of masculinity, and even some women who support the patriarchy, and they don't understand that they themselves are toxic. They themselves are part of the problem because you have women that support patriarchy too, and they working against what God has said, what God has done, and who God is. There is a balance, but we don't know much about it. But there are thousands of people who do know much. That's why I just can't. I just can't. Hopefully, in the next 60 years, what will be happening on the earth is well beyond what most people can think or imagine, but it's not what they think is going to happen. Toxic masculinity is killing us. That's why if anybody want to know why we're having wars and rumors of wars is because of the toxic masculinity and the ego, which is not real. It is false, it is fake, it is not authentic, and it's not real.
That's a powerful way to put it. If you want to keep talking about how you'd like things to change, I'm here.
Well, I would like things to change by people understanding that.
Then maybe we start there. What's one thing you'd want people to understand first?
That God is woman. It's a feminine energy. It's a feminine energy. It's not commandments, laws, and sin. That is not God. That's on the the toxic masculinity side. That's the patriarchy. That's about power, control, and dominance. That's what I want people to know.
All right. That's your message. Clear and direct. If you like, I can help shape that into a simple statement you can share whenever you're ready.
Yes, give me a simple statement.
Check it. Here's one. I believe the world becomes unbalanced when domination is valued over compassion. I believe the divine is feminine in nature, and honoring that balance moves us toward peace. Or for socials, even shorter, my belief is the divine is feminine. Say it as I believe to make it clear it's your worldview, not a historical fact. That framing often invites more thoughtful conversation.
Okay, I like that.
If you ever want to refine it for a post or a talk, just say the word.
How would you refine it?
Check it. I'm glad that resonated. I might refine it by centering the values you want. Something like, I believe compassion and balance matter more than dominance. And for me, that feels feminine and divine. That way people engage the principles you're standing for without getting stuck on debating identity claims first.
Principles like what?
Things like compassion, mutual care, balance, maybe stewardship instead of control. You can talk about the world you'd like to see without making it a fight about who's in charge. That tends to invite more folks to actually listen.
I don't know about that. There's so much violence going on, right? There is a hostile takeover that we're experiencing now. It's almost like they're kicking the door down and saying, bow down and worship me, or I'll take everything that you got. It's very violent. There's a serious violence that's going on right now. It is all out of whack. And is it true that our society here in the USA is a whole lot narcissistic? Is that a true statement?
Checking. So there's evidence of rising self-promotion and, traits like that. But it's not clear that society is a lot more narcissistic now. Some people feel that power
Hey,
imbalances
Linda,
polarization. Hmm?
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, chat.
Oh, sure, but there's no single consensus cause. So, some scholars point to social media, others to economic pressures, and some to political factors. What does seem shared across many perspectives is concern about empathy getting crowded out. If you're talking about this on your channel, you could frame it as a question like, have we built systems that reward dominance more than empathy? That lets people engage the issue instead of immediately taking sides.
Let me ask you something. So, do malignant narcissists have empathy?
Checking. Generally, no. Malignant narcissism isn't an official diagnosis, but clinically it refers to patterns like needing admiration, exploiting others, reacting aggressively to criticism, and having very low emotional empathy. Cognitive empathy may be intact though, but used strategically rather than compassionately.
Um, You said it's not an official diagnosis. It doesn't have to be.
Right. People use the term in conversation, but what matters more for your point is the pattern of behavior you want to call out, like lack of care or manipulation. You can talk about that pattern without needing a clinical label.
I think for too long we've been doing that. We've been doing it the nice way. We've been experiencing a hostile takeover here in the USA. So you can't be nice about it anymore, chat. You just can't. You have to speak honestly. There's been so much destruction going on. You know what I mean? And in order to address the situation, this is just you. I mean, you're learning me, but I just rather just to hit it head on instead of being passive aggressive or finding a nice way to say it. Everything is not nice all the time. Sometimes things need to be dealt with head on, straight to the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, straight on.
Yeah.
If you're saying harm is happening, then name the harm and be specific about what's broken. You don't have to dress it up. And it's okay to say that the way forward has to center compassion and accountability, not dominance. That's not passive. That's clear speech. And you get to choose the tone that fits your voice.
Right. Well, for one thing, white people are saying that black people are being treated wrongly mistreated here in the United States.
Checking. Some white Americans say that. Others disagree. What is well documented are persistent racial disparities. If you want a fact-based way to put it, you could say many Americans believe black Americans continue to face unfair treatment. Others dispute the causes or extent. That frames the real debate without assigning a single view to an entire group.
You know what? I feel like, well, what makes it real is when black people say, yes, we're being gravely mistreated here in America. That's what makes it real. And by the way, chat, I'm black. So we've been mistreated here.
Thank you for trusting me with that. If you're talking about your experience and your community's experiences, say it plainly. That's not exaggeration, it's testimony. You can center lived experience while also being clear and straightforward. If you want, I can help you put that into words for your channel.
Yeah, put it into words. Let me hear it.
Here's one option. I'm speaking from my lived experience as a black person. I see and have felt mistreatment. We need honest conversations that don't minimize those realities. Straight and respectful. No soft pedaling, no extra fluff.
I like that, no soft pedaling, no extra flop. Yes. No soft pedaling, no extra flop. We're going to go straight ahead and deal with it straight up, just like it is. Black people feel mistreated here in America. There's been so many things that have been directly done to us, including DEI and a lot of our civil rights. Oh my goodness. It's been so much chat going on. But we're not discouraged, we are encouraged. And we'll get through this like we've always gotten through everything else. But to know, chat, at the same time, that there is a group of people who study us to harm us. It's sobering.
It is. Naming that plainly matters. If you want to speak about those fears and realities on your channel, we can shape that together. carefully and directly.
You use the word fear. I don't look at it as that way. I don't fear this. This stuff that's going on, it doesn't make me fear. It makes me rage. It makes me angry.
And anger it is. Anger can be honest fuel. The key is steering it so it carries your truth without burning you out. We can talk about how to express that anger clearly and effectively.
One of the things that I'm really angry about is there is a direct and undeniable threat to us as African American people. And there are African American people who refuse to see it that way. And I believe that they believe that if they just be nice to those people who are hurting the other African American people, that they will be better off. When we all need to be a collectively we need to be a strong front and support system for each other. But we can't with those blacks because they see it a different way.
Jackie, I hear you're voicing anger and a wish for unity. If you're speaking to your audience, you could say, I know not everyone sees it this way, but I hope we can talk about these issues honestly and support each other instead of dismissing. That leaves room for differences within the community while still communicating the strength of your convictions.
Okay. To hone in on the group of black people who I feel like are kissing up to the white people, right? Because they believe that they'll be better off. I believe that I could name them, the group. There's a name for them.
Checking. There are terms used, but each carries its own heavy history. And using insults usually just shuts the conversation down.
No, no, no.
If you're
I'm not talking about insulting them. I'm not talking about insulting them. I'm talking about picking or just pinpointing the group. So I figured out who they are. They are they are Christians.
Jackie,
It's the
I would be careful.
Christians. No, no, no. I'm telling you for sure. I know some of them. That's how I'm telling you. I know this to be the case. When the reason why I say that they are Christians is because of the doctrine. It's what the doctrine is telling them. It's telling them that when there is neither male nor female, there is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, but we all are one in Christ Jesus. So it's the Christians. They are, for some reason, keeping themselves willingly blind to the reality of what's going on in our country. That's who is doing this. Because when you go to a multicultural church and you got Chinese and white and black and all just kind of nationalities in there, they've made a decree that they are one family. And when you're in that environment in a church setting, it's sort of like a family. And they all in one of the biggest things that they share, one of the ideas that they share is us against them. So those ones that are in that church the diversity that's in the church, they see themselves as one thing. And so the blacks that are a part of those systems do not see themselves with the other blacks. They don't. They identify as Christian. And that's who's the ones that are doing this is because of religion. They are the ones. And it's really sad because they don't realize that there are a group of conservative white Christians who are bringing all of the harm to everybody. It's all coming from religion, though. That's what I'm telling you. And this is what I know. I'm not asking you this. This is what I know. It's all religion. And when people like Don Lemon and Joy Reid and people, educated people who are well versed in society, people who went to church themselves, but they're intelligent, so they're not what you call Bible washed or indoctrinated. Their intelligence supersedes it, so the indoctrination doesn't work on them. So they're able to see what's going on. But the people that are within the walls of the churches, and not necessarily a physical wall, but who consider themselves as that we're all one in Christ Jesus, those are the ones that are blind. That's what I'm saying.
Checking. I understand the distinction you're drawing. You're not saying all Christians think the same, but that certain interpretations can discourage recognizing racial injustice. That is a perspective people have discussed for years.
Hold on. So, women, you said, say that one more time.
Sure, some interpretations of Christianity can lead some followers to downplay racial injustice.
Okay, that's it. Stop. So, what I just described, you named it as racial injustice. But in the frame of religion and denomination, they just deny it. And so from their pulpits, they just deny it because they're thinking like in this thing, in this Christ Jesus thing, all of that stuff that you guys are doing out there in the world doesn't apply to us, but it does. It does apply to them. They are brainwashed.
I hear how strongly you feel.
They are brainwashed. I used to be brainwashed too. That's how I know.
If you're talking about your experience and what you've seen, you can state it plainly. This is how I see it. This is why I believe it matters. You don't need everyone's agreement to speak from lived experience. You don't have to soften it for anyone.
I don't soften it. I don't soften it. I do hold to my own conviction, yes. I trust my intuition and my observation, absolutely. I know that what I'm saying is true. I have people in my life who are this way. They're just blind. They're just blind. And one of the things I'm confused about, though, because some of these people I consider to be smart people, but at the same time, they don't get it. So now I'm realizing that I could describe them as sleep. They are literally sleep. They're not awake at all. They're not conscious of or aware of whatever it is that they believe or whatever it is that they think or whatever it is that they've been around. That is their scope. That is their thing. And they've not broadened their perspective at all. So I think in doing this, they feel like they are safe because they might be afraid of the reality of what's really going on. I don't think they're bad people, that they're this way. I'm literally saying that these people are asleep and they're not aware of the realities and all the different things that are happening in the world right now.
Check it. I get the distinction. You're not saying bad people. You're describing what you perceive as a limited framework. Words like asleep or unaware convey your view
You said
without
limited,
claiming.
you said limited framework, yes.
Right.
So limited
Limited.
framework to me, that's a brain thing. It's a lot of people who are not aware. Shiny world, hey girl, they are not aware. God knows, and it brings me grief, chat. But at the same time, I get it. I get why they are that way, but it does bring me grief. It does feel a
Makes
ways
sense.
about it.
Grief and understanding can sit together. It's okay to name the hurt and still choose how you engage. If helpful, we can focus on what you want people to hear when you describe that grief.
Okay. So what I want people to hear is that I care for them. I'm not coming from a nasty place, or I just want I want people to wake up, because I really believe that our earth experience could be a lot more awesome than what we have experienced. I'm serious. I really literally believe that if we all got together and made an intention that we would care for one another, that we would love one another, and that we would support each other in small things, then we would see great change. I really believe that. And then
That's great.
from yeah, go ahead.
That vision of care and mutual support, that's something people can hold on to. You can frame your post around that hope while also acknowledging the realities you named. If you'd like, I can help shape that message so it carries both your pain and your hope clearly.
Yeah, my pain and my hope, because there's no way that I'm just going to sit in the pain and not have hope. I don't think I could ever like get rid of hope, because I'm a spiritual person and I know that life outside the body is a real thing. I know that spirit is real. I know that we are having, as human beings, a life experience, that we're on a life lease, that there are way more things that we don't know versus what we know. We know little, but there's a lot of information out there, and that life is beautiful, life is precious, and that life doesn't make any mistakes. Life,
That's a belief
yeah,
many people hold.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Life doesn't make any mistakes. Like, I literally, I've heard other people say it, but I'm serious when it comes to me. I do see my life as a life class. I do.
Mm,
I see
yeah.
my life as I intentionally pay attention to what I pay attention to.
Mm,
I don't
that's
look at everything. I don't talk to everybody about everything. It's just, it's almost like